What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Happy New Year. This is your girl, Shantanique Langston, better known as Neek Speaks. I am your personal and professional relationship coach, and welcome to a new episode of Candid Conversations here. Oh, I'm here in Detroit. Well, I'm in Detroit, and Belize, you are in ATL, correct?
Yes, I'm in ATL.
Yes, I am super excited to have Belize Spivey on. I'm not going to belabor the time, but I do want to let you guys know we are in the pre-launch of our conference. We are back. Those who've been waiting for us to do the relationship conference, we are going to be back and in person in Saturday, March 25th, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And I am so honored to have Belize be a part of our conference. You guys are in for a special treat tonight because she's going to be sharing her story, and I am excited about what she's going to be sharing. Our theme for this conference is chemistry versus intimacy, and we're going to be taking a deep dive look into sex beyond the bedroom. A lot of times people believe that sex is a taboo conversation, but sex is not the problem. I think it's us and how we are tiptoeing around issues that we think no one else is really having a conversation about. That's okay, because during our conference, not only we're going to have conversations, but we're going to provide you guys tools and resources to help you understand how to have a better, healthy relationship with yourself, and also how to have healthy relationships and conversations with other people around you. So without further ado, I want to go ahead and dive in with Belize really quick. It's good to have you tonight, lady.
Hey, I'm excited. Y'all don't miss this conference. It's going to be good. I'm excited, okay? When I seen the speaker, I'm like, oh, that's going to be good.
Yes. So before I even go any further, you all, so Belize is a STD coach, all right? She is a STD life coach, and I met her on Clubhouse. She don't remember, but I've been following her since 2020.
Even that little girl in the middle of the pandemic.
Yes. And that was my time to study and to research and to pray, because I really value people. Since 2018, since I've read all of my surveys from the conferences that we've done in the past, I've really been diligent on, okay, Holy Spirit, how am I going to navigate and help people along the way? And so, like I said before, sex was a topic that was asked to talk about way back then, and it came from married couples. Okay, so I'm just putting that out there. I might share some of those surveys so people can see in real time like who actually said it. Not really who said it, but see that it's not me just talking, but the reason why, the behind the scenes, why we're doing this conference over and over again. But this time we're talking about a totally different area that is really touchy with some people, especially the church. So that's why I'm like, let me bring in some people from different areas that talks about sex. And so you are a great asset to the body. I really believe like the way that you really articulate STDs, your story behind what happened that really gravitated towards me. Like, I got to really get her to come and help, because there are people suffering in the silence. So I want you to go ahead and share a little bit of your story with us.
All right. So, guys, like she said, I am Belize Spivey, known as the STD life coach. Yes, STD. I know they get people all the time, but yes, it is STDs. I decided to become the first Black STD coach in the world because I contracted genital herpes 2009. I was in college. I was living my best life. Like, yeah, I'm away from my mama. I'm free, type thing.
Right.
And I was super duper excited. But I end up meeting a guy. That's what you do in college. You meet somebody, y'all start dating each other, and we decided we want to be intimate. We use condoms like they tell us to do. I did what they told me to do. And literally the next morning, I end up having an outbreak. No, he did not give it to me. But at the age I was in, I didn't know any better. The first thing we think is, soon as you get an STI or any type of symptoms of possibly a STI, it has to be that person. And I learned very fast that is not true when it comes to any STI. It could be anybody, especially if you have not been tested after every partner, or you haven't been tested recent, type things like that. So I ended up finding that out. It was hard in 2009 because we did not have Google. I know it's hard to believe we never have Google, but we did not have Google. We did not have YouTube.
No,
We
we
didn't
did
have none
not.
of that. Like, we've come to realize, like, this stuff hadn't been here long. So I had Yahoo. It was barely any information on STI, especially herpes. And it wasn't any Black people. We know we have our ways. We like to keep things under wraps. And that wasn't good for a young adult looking for support. It was no help to me. I was like, I don't have any children. I'm not married. I'm in college. How do I navigate? So I decided as I went through college to like learn how to navigate and then turn around and teach people how to navigate. So I decided to start navigating. I was married at that time. I was getting my master's. I said, you know what? I got something for that. I'm going to start teaching people how to navigate because I was able to hit every milestone. I was able to get married, single life. I had a sex life. I had my child. I had him vaginal. So I was able to hit every milestone and say, okay, now I can teach it, or now I can share it because I hit every milestone and I can understand all the ups and downs and fears, or accomplishments that you want at every level. So I started doing that. So that's the reason why I am the STD life coach.
Yeah, I love this. Y'all better get into this, okay? It's amazing that you said that you guys use protection
Yes.
and you still
I hear my
contract.
children.
Oh, your children. Uh-oh. Okay. I hope y'all get this. Listen, I mean, this is going to be an amazing conversation. We're just 6 minutes in. So, those who are watching, welcome to a live episode of Candid Conversations. And of course, if there's anything that you feel that you can relate to, make sure you're following Belize on Instagram at Coach Belize. That's Coach, and then the word Belize, Belize on Instagram. And of course, make sure you follow me here on YouTube and on Facebook at Neek Speaks on all social media platforms. Again, we are talking to Coach Belize Spivey. She is the STD life coach, and she's going to be featured during our conference here in Michigan in March on the 25th. So you guys make sure to go over to my website at www.neekspeaks.com to find out more information and details about the conference that's coming up. So thank you again for being on. And so let's get back into this conversation and just go back a little bit because she said, y'all, that she did not contract the STD through the guy she was with. They had protection.
Mm-hmm.
And she still contracted. Now, here's some other stuff I want to talk about too, because a lot of people don't know that I am abstinent. And I always have this conversation with my friends because I don't judge anyone. I feel like if you are having sex, because people are going to do what you do, I don't believe that everyone is called to be abstinent like me. That's just what God's called me to. Okay. And that's a whole other conversation we're going to have at the conference if you come. Because people have a misconception of being celibate and being abstinent. They're two different things. Okay. Because I'm telling you right now.
Nobody else who gets me. I've been on both sides of the fence. I get it. Literally all three. Thank you. I'll come to the conference because
I'm telling you right now, there's been times I've been wanting to give it up, okay? And I feel like if you are sexually active, you should be with someone, like she said, in a committed relationship. I believe you need to be in a committed relationship and that you guys have the sex talk, that courageous conversation, talking about your sexual health, because a lot of people lack going to the doctor on a regular. So that's a red flag. If that dude don't go get a physical once a year, a checkup every 6 months, something's wrong. You got to
check on your heart, check on your sugar.
You gotta do something.
The basics.
Yes. If you're not doing those things, then he's not checking the other things that's functioning on him. Okay, that's a whole nother conversation. But y'all be in prayer because I am looking to talk to a doctor, a Black male doctor, to come and join us during the conference, because I really believe it's important for men to know, okay, what you need to, what you need to be doing concerning your health if you want to have a better sex life. All
Ooh.
right. And intimate life. Okay. So that's a whole nother conversation too, because intimacy and sex are two different things. But I'm going to preach that on another during the conference. Okay. So I want to know, how did you contract that? If it wasn't with him, do you mind sharing me or wait to the conference?
That's real. That's the real thing. I don't know. I put one shoulder up. I put another shoulder up. I don't know. I have no earthly idea because I can say I have been sexually active. So my whole thing is I wasn't aware. One thing I will let you guys know. With herpes, it could be, we got to remember herpes is passed through skin to skin contact. So even with that condom, I could have still got it from him because let's be honest, the condom do not protect the whole area. Okay. And I'll be a little vivid, a little bit just for y'all to understand. Like it's on your skin, like literally on your skin. Everybody don't, especially men, don't get it on their part. They get it on other parts of their body, which comes directly in contact with you. You can't get away with it if you can't get away from it if you wanted to, type thing. So I do want to say that because so many people like, well, I'm using protection. I'm doing what they told me to do. And I applaud you. Don't stop. Okay. Listen, what we're not going to do not stop doing that because it's other STIs, which that prevents you from getting. But when it comes to this one or a couple of others skin to skin, that's where the conversation is important. So I just want to say that because I was kind of like, what? I use protection. What should I do? I did everything right. But then I have to realize I have been with other guys who I didn't use protection with, but it still didn't make a difference. Because at the end of the day, it's skin to skin contact. And I like to tell people cold sores, fever bliss is also herpes too. So like we say, sex and intimacy is something different. Some people think kissing is just being intimate. And that could be intimate with family members, friends, things like that. However you see fit. And then sex, you only see with romantic. So we got to remember those two things. We got to see that how you look at things, it still could affect you on the intimate side, and it also can still affect you on the sex side. So I just want to bring it up because a lot of people realize, well, I ain't doing anything. I just kissed my partner. Okay, it's intimacy, but you end up getting something that could transmit into something sexual if y'all choose to do other activities.
Yes.
So I just like to say that because I think sometimes that's the misconception that's messing a lot of people up especially when it comes to herpes, is that they're thinking, well, I'm not doing anything genital or I'm not doing this and I'm not doing that. But if you're kissing your partner and you're performing oral, voila, that's all it takes. It don't take nothing because most people don't even think oral sex is sex. So we also got to remember that in a sense too. And I'm just being honest because we just got to know everybody look at things so different.
Yes.
And I feel like it's nothing wrong with looking at nothing different. It's just when you look at stuff different, then we not really being safe like we could if we was on the same page. And that goes into having those conversations with your partner, which I didn't know anything about. And I keep it real. Most people don't. I have learned not to judge. I don't care how old y'all are. I tell you, I have talked to people as late as 65 who don't know. And you would think, how they don't? Because they don't. What your parents don't teach you, mentor don't teach you, you didn't take the initiative to learn on your own, you won't know. And I really want people to get out of that because the quicker you get out of that, the quicker you'll see the importance of just having the conversation and not assuming. Because the more you assume, you end up in situations because you assume because he's 40, just because she's 30, or because she had a baby, or because she married, or just because she waited, she know better. No. And don't know anything. Education, waiting don't come with education. Going with it don't come with education either. That's things that you have to take initiative to do. Okay.
You better come on now.
Both sides of the fence, sis. I've been on both sides of the fence. And I wish I knew what I knew now, even though I'm the one who I go outside and I swim. Okay. I'm the swimmer for y'all. I'm out here making all the mistakes. Okay. So y'all won't have to go through it. I'm willing. I can take the hits. Everybody can't, but I was willing to go in and say, okay, I'll take the hits for everybody. I'm like, I'm not the strongest one, but I guess I am. But at the end of the day, I'm just saying this from somebody who has chose to be abstinent for a chance in her life. I have been celibate in my life. I have been married. I have waited. I did all of the things that they tell you to do. And I was like, all those stages, I still didn't know something.
You better say that again.
Like every stage I didn't know something. So I'm sure a lot of y'all are looking at me like, how did you get herpes? Were you so, were you promiscuous and things like that? I have. Okay. No judgment here. You ain't got to judge me. I have. That's what I'm saying. I have been through every stage. And I feel like even with every stage, I still could have been here. And because I don't know where it came from. I have no clue. It could have been in a stage where I was like, I'm out here wilding. And I had other stage where I'm like, no, I'm being selective. And I have a stage I'm with my boyfriend, so I don't know. Even with my aura, I ended up getting oral herpes. I was married. Y'all, you can still get things in your marriage, even if your partner is not any infidelity, which I want to kill because everybody's not cheating. Okay. Sometimes you just don't know to ask your partner for test results, or the test results may be incorrect. We got to remember that too. Things get mixed up. Remember, COVID done shifted a lot of stuff. Things get mixed up. Accidents happen. If you go to a doctor who is not as educated as another pertaining to this, to STIs, or even in the area you live in, which most people don't know, depending on your area, your doctor may not test you for stuff because the numbers are not high. They don't see the need. If the numbers are low for syphilis, they ain't tested for syphilis. But that don't mean you ain't contract syphilis from somebody who lived 2 cities over. Yeah. So things like that we do have to take in consideration. It's very important to know that herpes is one thing that we don't talk about, but it's also still plaguing so many people. It's plaguing folks. And you will be surprised how many people you may look at it and ask, why are you not with nobody? They may have an STI and they don't want to tell nobody.
Ooh-wee.
You're just scared to talk about it.
Ooh-wee. And we're definitely going to be talking about having this conversation. I'm going to go back just a little bit about being married, because I know someone whose sister was a virgin and her husband gave her HIV.
Yeah. It's a real thing.
It's a real thing, y'all.
And I think that's the thing. Nobody wants to believe that it happened to them because most people are taught, I'll be honest, are taught that if you wait, you safe. No, you're not. Let me wipe that out your brain. I don't know who wrote it there, and it was not God. Let me erase it.
It's not in the word. It's not.
Right. Nothing keeps you from nothing. Okay. Remember, Jesus came through a virgin, and he was looking at her like, you liar. Who you been with? Type thing. He was still second guessing her. Even with a miracle, he didn't believe it. He was like, because we're humans. We're like, no, it's no way that something just happened out of nothing. So I do want us all to be mindful and be open to understand that things can happen. Even if you do the right thing, something still can happen to you if you don't ask the right questions. And also see numbers and see tests and things like that. You got to ask. If you don't ask, you'll never know. And I really do say this, like, please ask, especially my 45 and up crew. Listen, y'all, numbers are high. They not coming down. Y'all think it's us. I'm in my 30s. Y'all will be surprised. Because I'm going to say this, and this is all I'm going to say. And this is because I love y'all. Okay? I love it because at the end of the day, just because you're at a certain age, don't assume nobody know what you know. Just because you've been married and he been married, you assume nobody will do nothing to you. It's not true. That's not true. And I see it all the time because most of my clients are in their 40s and they're like, I'm too old for this. And I said, no, you're not. You don't know. And that hurts their feelings to say, I don't know. And I feel like I really want this age bracket to stop being so hard on yourself for what you don't know. And I mean, that comes from a compassionate place. I see people falling apart, men, women, falling apart in this age bracket and older because they have been taught you better know better, or you're going to you should know better than that. And I mean, with that type of energy, you should know better, but you don't. Let's remember, most of y'all wasn't taught sexual health. Sex was like, if you're not in marriage with sex, you are horrible, type thing. But we got to remember also in this age bracket, a lot of people got married young, didn't know. So much stuff happened to their marriage, and a lot of stuff happened to them in their marriage.
That's so good.
So and that's just from my statistics, my surveys and things like that. And knowing in this conference, a lot of people are going to come from this age bracket. And I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm younger than y'all, but I see it. And it hurts my heart to say that you feel like you're not deserving of love anymore now. Or you feeling like nobody's going to want you anymore now. And all these things it's not that. You just have to have a conversation with people that you just wasn't taught to have. And you got to grace yourself more than anything and grace other people
That's
as
it.
you learn how to have the conversations, because you'll be surprised. People are willing to have the conversations with you, but you have to have the courage to say, you know what, I want to do what I know. If I knew to do, I would have done. So now I'm going to do it. Yeah.
Listen, y'all. This is exactly why you all should come to the
Yes.
conference. Okay. The information that we're giving you guys, yes, right now is free, but I'm going to tell you, you have to be willing to invest in
In
your
this information.
sanity and invest in your value, rediscovering who you are. This is the perfect time to do that. And this is why God has graced me with the opportunity to bring people to invest in Belize coming in to from Atlanta. She's coming from Atlanta to Detroit, y'all. So
I never been to Detroit in my life, y'all.
oh my
Ever.
goodness.
So I'm
What?
excited. I never been to Detroit. No.
Oh my gosh. I'm super honored right now because
Yeah, I never been to Detroit. So I'm excited because I'm getting flued out. Yeah,
I can't. This is why we're gonna have some fun at this conference, okay? God had really like again, I've been just listening to him and being orchestrated to how to gravitate to people who really value other people, purpose. And I was like, when I heard you the first time on Clubhouse, I said, I got to get her to Detroit. I felt it. I'm like, okay, let me just wait a while and connect when the time was right. And you all, this is the perfect time to invest in yourself. Come and get these gems, okay, to help you unpack who you are in 2023. And I'm learning right now, listening to her all over again. I believe in being a forever student. And I learn something every time I put on a conference from the speakers to the audience. I learned something new that I can apply to my own life and also to my business, how to be stronger next time. I really value people. Like you said, you have clients that come to you and they break down because they feel unworthy after they hear fresh information that they never ever thought to consider. And that's not the time to break down. That's the time to have your aha moment. Like this is my chance to turn that light on and walk in that. And like you said, give yourself that grace and rediscover your yes, and breathe and rediscover your value. That's all that you still have time. I love Jennifer Lewis. When she gets upset, she talks about how many more summers she got. If you in your 40s, you still got about 50 more summers, okay, to get yourself together. And so
I love that.
you have time because God is the author of time, not us. And so we cannot control what we don't know, but we are in control of what we do know what to fix. So you have what to fix in front of you. And right now, I'm telling you, you guys should really tap in with us during our conference. We will not, people are asking me, will we have the opportunity to do it on stream? And I'm telling you right now, no, you need to be in the room. You need to be in the room. We have so many people coming, and this is just one part of the spectrum. We're talking about STDs. We can go dive deeper, but I have other people who are going to be addressing sexual trauma.
Yeah.
All right. That's a big problem that we are seeing across the board. You can see that on social media everywhere. People are talking about it, but I'm going to tell you right now, when it comes to the conference that we're doing this year, we're going to be giving you guys some tangible things to do, some hands-on activities to help you with this trauma. And I'm going to tell you right now, you will not be getting that on social media. Because if you are serious about healing properly and correctly, you're going to attend this conference. This conference is not for everybody who's just for fluff. No, we don't give you no band-aids. No, we are here to help you through that process. We are here to support you. And there are people who fake support. No, we are real support over here. All right, we're here to get down and dirty with you. And I'm so grateful that Belize, you were vulnerable. You were vulnerable on Clubhouse. So I said, oh no, I got to get her.
I told you I was the swimmer. He said, go in the water. She'll go. She'll go. She'll go. I'm happy I have went and I have been through every season because now I can relate to so many people. Yes. I can relate to so many people on so many different levels. And I just want you guys to understand that getting an STI, and I'm not even talking about herpes, but getting an STI, even if you can cure it or not, it's not the end. It is not the end. for you at all. Just like she was talking about the sexual trauma, that is sexual trauma. I think some people think sexual trauma is somebody taking something from you. That is, they taking away your right to choose. Because some people, that's taking something from you. It's taking your innocence to you. It's taking your peace of mind. It's taking your confidence. It's taking some. So some people don't even realize that getting an STI could feel like sexual trauma to people. Okay, so I really want you to also, if you're a person who have had any STI, but now you look at people sideways, maybe that's sexual trauma, and you need to be at the conference. You got to release it. Don't look at sexual trauma as somebody just literally forcing themselves on you, men or women. Okay, and I want to say that because some people we don't get into that. And that's the reason why I went into STIs, because people don't see the trauma in it. It's so many people who are so screwed up because they got gonorrhea from their husband. It messed them up. It's like, who can I trust now? That was my husband. Who else? Like, I don't know who else to trust from this point. Or it was my child's father, or it's my child's mother, or whatever. Somebody that you was just so in love with, you would never thought they would do any harm to you. And now they put you in a situation. It's like, if you do that to me, who else can I trust?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm happy you said that, because I just want to bring it up. Contracting an STI can be sexual trauma too. I don't want y'all to think it's just, nobody never did nothing to me. That's fine. But that doesn't mean that's not something you dealt with in some, because nobody's waking up and saying they want an STI. No, nobody's waking up like that. That's not anybody's goal. But I'm telling you, majority of people, by the time they hit about 25, no later than 30, they get an STI. And that's gonorrhea, chlamydia, or something of that nature. Even though you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. You don't have to. But at the end of the day, if it still plague you, you need to let that. You got to do some work to get that out of you.
Yes.
And also change the way that you move, and also the questions you ask, and doing the things you need to do for yourself. It's okay. And I'm going to say this. It's okay to still get tested while you with somebody committed. It's okay. Okay? I'm saying that because I want somebody to hear that. It's okay. You're not going behind their back. You're not assuming that they cheat. No. You're just doing what's best for you. And you need to push them to do the same. Go anyway.
Yeah, I feel like we need to start holding people accountable. That is a thing, y'all. If you love somebody, hold them accountable, because you want them to be great. You want to be great in your relationship. Why not have that conversation just to make sure that you both are okay? I'm going to share this, and then we're going to end it, because I have another question. Parents, come to the conference. You have teenagers and you struggle with having a conversation about sex, bring yourself to this conference.
Please. They are being exposed at younger because of social media. And then remember, hormones kick in around 11, 12. I'll say 10 to about 12, because they get their menstruals. The boys start to get their hormones. Now they're raging. If you don't talk to them between that 10 and 12 or 10 and 13, you're going to have a hard time getting them when they hit 15, 16, 17, because they already don't seen a lot. They don't heard a lot, especially in middle school. They have heard so much. I got a middle schooler, y'all. Okay, my son is in middle school. Remember when you was in middle school. I think sometimes we need to stop don't look at your child. Remember what you were exposed to, and knowing if you were at that age, what somebody could have told you to help you understand it. They're not going to understand everything, but for you to be a listening ear, and for you to be there to let them know, like, what you're going through is normal. Y'all, it's normal. It's hormones. They can't control them. They don't know what to do. Listen, it's adults who got hormones know how to control them, let alone little bitty people who are feeling things that full-grown adults feel and still learning self-control. Okay, I think we need to remember that too. If you haven't got to a place where you learn 100% self-control, why are you expecting a child?
Yeah. And, as an educator, those who don't know, I'm a teacher by day.
Oh.
So I do not understand why parents think that, okay, they're just going to grow out of it. They're going to develop. The teacher's going to do everything. I'll tell you right now, we are not. You have to also do your part. So let's say I'm an advocate for both parents and students, but I hold both accountable, students and parents, to do what they can, what they know. And then whatever you don't know as a parent, I'm going to help you. So I've been in education for over 6 years, but I've been dealing with people my whole life. So, and
you said I've been in ministry a long time.
I walk blameless, because God has called me to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Not to be perfect, but no, if I can avoid something, I'm gonna learn from somebody else. So then I don't have to go through. That's why I'm so glad you said earlier, I'll be the example, because I
Yeah.
can learn from you. Even
Right.
as you're talking right now, we're conversing. I'm learning so much, and so that's why I feel like I can, bring people together who
Mm-hmm.
who knows a little bit more than me,
Right.
who can help navigate singles and those who are married in areas that we all struggle in, because no one is exempt, like you said earlier. And I think it's important for parents, going back to them, to be open to new information that you're receiving concerning how to raise this generation. They're different from us. It's
Oh, they're
different.
great. I think that's the thing. I really want everybody to embrace how awesome they are. And I feel like
Oh,
the,
they
yeah,
are the bomb. They are.
yeah, they are the bomb. And I say that for somebody who kind of like this generation, da, 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 da. You get among your friends and you may say some things, and that's just because every generation is a little different and we still compare ourselves. But I really want y'all to see, because I do have the generation, I'm a little bit outside of it, that I have to tell myself I appreciate them. I love them. Because if you
Yes.
don't, it's going to be hard for you to help them. I'm gonna be honest. It's gonna be really hard for you to help them if you
You
always
better
say
say that
something like
again.
they ain't doing this and they ain't doing that and blah 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 blah. If you say negative things, you won't help.
Listen.
You have to be mindful of what you say, or it's gonna make it very hard. And I had that hard lesson recently, literally, because I was around some 20-year-olds and I like flipped the lid and I was like, "Crap, calm down." I took a like I lost it. I was so peed off, but that was more from care. But I was like, they don't hear that.
Yeah, not nope.
I was like, okay, calm down. And I had to do a lot of apologizing. I apologize to everybody in the room. Every child in the room, I apologize to. They're not children, but everyone in the room, I apologize, for my part of anything that they heard or felt or whatever. Because at the end of the day, most of us get frustrated because you don't want them to go through, but they have to.
Yeah.
Everybody got to take a path. Everybody have a path. Some people just don't know the path yet. Let them go and just be present, but love on them, but also be supportive to them and being a listening ear. I think that's the biggest thing that I'm learning for this generation, 20, I say 25 and below. You have to be a listening ear. They
Yes,
have a brain. They
they do.
think better than we do.
They
Like,
do.
really do. They have critical skills on another level, the logical, things like that, even though we don't want to see it, they do. But
Oh
I feel
yeah.
like you got to take your time and kind of get out your own head to hear them, but also just let them know they're being heard. And I feel like that's just something I had to learn with my sons. They have to be heard first. After that, floodgates. You can teach them anything from that point.
Y'all hear this, parents? This is stuff I would teach you right here. This is what she just said. I love this because I have teachers that ask me, "What are you doing?" I'm loving on the students.
And she
I'm
listened.
letting them talk.
Mm-hmm.
They do have a voice.
Loud.
Yes. And
They're
then
very loud.
and then you let them talk too much. Hold on. Yeah, bring them back in. You get
They
too
don't
much
got comfortable then. You're like, what? Ho, 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 ho. We still on, levels. Like, be
right.
mindful.
Yes. Set boundaries, parents.
Yeah.
Y'all can set boundaries. I'm not going to that. Y'all didn't come to this conference. That's all I'm gonna say.
Please, y'all, those are things that I wish I knew. I know better now, but I wish I knew, especially when it comes to sexual. And you really want to teach kids the difference between intimacy and sex. Most people don't ever get intimacy. Some people are married and never had any intimacy. Ever.
Somebody wrote that in the survey. Mm-hmm.
My whole thing is you get married for intimacy. That's why you have, and I'll say this, and I don't think people realize it, but I was so happy when you reached out to me because I was like, that was kind of where I've been with teaching people the difference. I said, most people get more intimacy in their friendships than their own relationships. Their romantic relationship, you get more intimacy from your homegirl, your homeboy, than you do your partner. And I feel like that's a thing that we need to understand why.
Yeah.
Why do it seem like it's more intimacy here than here? But you having sex with this one, but you're more connected to this one. This one listening to you, but this one don't listen to you at all.
Mm.
Y'all gotta go to the conference because baby, I'm gonna say
I'm not giving. We cannot give out no more.
listen. I just learned that. Literally, I just learned that at 33 years old. No help of the world. I just learned through just navigating and listening and watching and paying attention and being honest with myself. And I say that's the biggest thing about coming to this conference. You have to be so transparent to yourself that I need help. I think that's the hardest thing for people to say is that I need help understanding this. I want to understand what intimacy look like and what to expect. I want to know what sex look like and what to expect, how to merge the two, how to separate the two. Some people, you may just want intimacy. You can have just intimacy without sex. And I think some people think you got to have both. You don't. It's not required for you to do both. But I think that's the thing. The conference is going to help you see that. And they'll get to split a lot of that stuff that you don't see, understand, or things you dealt with to mush it and mess it up and taint it. I feel like a lot of stuff is just tainted.
Oh, it is. That's exactly what we're doing this conference.
Yeah.
That's exactly why. Because
I learned.
we self-sabotage a lot of things because of the lack of information, perception, all right, hearsay, gossip, all that keeps us from really having those healthy relationships that we are called to have, destined to have. So I am excited. She just gave you guys a whole template that you could use until it's time for the conference. Like,
listen,
she really didn't get.
I ain't even gave nothing. This conference, I'm excited about the conference, y'all. I am so excited. Just meeting some of the people on the call, and I was like, wow. Like, now I can close the gaps. Because, and I'll say this, like, a lot of us are learning new things because of social media. I'm sure y'all learn a lot of things just talking to you and the people you had on your talks already. But it's just like, now you need to get in a room to close the gaps. Because social media, you'll get the information here and there. You can Google here and there. But when you get in the room, people close those gaps. You can get those questions answered. You can finally get that question of, okay, this is my scenario. How do I, like, somebody can spit that answer out to you in seconds. You like, you just changed my whole life. And bring your partners. Please. Don't leave him at home. Don't leave her at home. I say that y'all need to sit on the separate side of the room to get what y'all need. It's okay. I'm only saying that because some people truly believe you have to. If you need to sit on the opposite side of the room, but still come together and be able to get what y'all need, that's fine. But as long as y'all make the commitment to come together, I feel like that's the most beautiful thing in the world. I've been married, and sometimes people just, we can't do it together. I can't do it with him. Well, just come together. But y'all can still be in the room and still get what y'all need separately. But it's going to benefit both of y'all. I love marriage, y'all. Marriage is so beautiful.
Yes,
it's a beautiful thing.
When it's done right, people who are happy, not being perfect, Patty and James, but are transparent and authentic in their relationship. All right, that's why I have the best business partners on this side of heaven, Lewis and Vanessa Carter, because they are a walking testimony. Been married over 23 years. I'm happy. And I love their entire family. And so they are the perfect example and why they are a part of the conference. They're ambassadors and they cover me throughout this journey. And I'm just so grateful. So again, thank you all for being on here tonight. Next week, I have a Christian sex coach. Her name is Heather Tucker. And she's going to be sharing her story when she went through her sexless marriage phase with her husband, and she did not initiate this motion. Her husband did, and she's going to tell us why. So you want to tune in next week, and this is going to be for our couples, okay? And she's going to be giving y'all the raw truth and how to navigate, even with how she did when it comes to sexless marriage, because they do exist, y'all.
That's why many people get divorced, just because of that. So please, y'all, listen, I was married. I've been through it. Listen, nobody like to own that, but I've been through it. It's not fun. It's seasons in your marriage that people don't tell you about. You go through different seasons, but please get on here with Heather. She is sweetie. She is sweetie pie. She gonna give all the information, and she's funny. Like she's so sweet. She got a sense of humor, y'all. So y'all gonna enjoy yourselves. I like her.
Yeah, let you know we can see her in person, okay?
Yep.
All right, and she's gonna be helping our couples get their groove back. All right, so she's that type. She's a hands-on. Gonna be giving y'all, if I had enough money, I'll send her husband here because she would be using her husband. All right, as an example to help.
Listen, we're gonna just hope that her husband hear you and just say, "Come and support his wife." Listen, come and support your wife. She needs a model. She needs a role. You need a model.
Yes, because that would be so fun to see them interact. together. And this is a good time to bond and bring your spouse, because you
Please.
just never know how that will bring you guys together. And I know I've had couples who come to my conferences in the past, and they will always say how much closer they've gotten together because of the information that we're pouring out in our conference. And so
Yes.
that's what I want. I want people to walk away uplifted, able to take tools that we provided them to use in their life. And it's happened since 2018. And so and another thing, I will say this to you guys before we get off here. This year we have more than one event. So when we started off our conference in 2018, people said you guys need to do this conference again. So we did an encore. And then after that, 2019, we did it twice. We did it actually three times in 2019. And then, of course, COVID happened. So we only had it, I think we had it two times. Yes, we had it two times in during 2020 or 2021. And then we took a break in 2022. And so this year we're having our main event. And then after that, we're going to do two separate events. One event is going to be for our men's summit. And then in September, we're going to have our women's summit. And it will be a spinoff from the main event, the relationship conference. These two events are going to be a extension to help you navigate who you are, and also follow up in the areas of finances, your physical health, your mental health. And man, if you want a safe space, we got your man cave for you. All right. We have some powerful brothers who are going to be navigating and helping you through some things. And then, of course, for our ladies, we have a special event planned for you all in September. So look, your girl Neek is busy. All right.
Very.
So I'm not here just for fluff. I've been in my prayer closet. It's not easy. And I just thank God that He's sending the right people my way to help us navigate through this, and to give you guys, again, valuable tools you can use all throughout the year. So it's not just a one-stop shop. You come and get this high. No, it's a process. We want to see improvement every single time you come to our events. So I wanted to just end with that. And Belize, you have anything coming up you want to share with the people? Do you have products? Because I thought you had
Oh yes,
products.
absolutely.
Go ahead.
So I do have herpes products. So that's Vanquish Care. Yep, Vanquish is like, so it's Vanquish Care. I create these products because I have outbreaks still, not as much as I used to because I'm able to control it better, but it's for external symptoms that you have. So itching, burning, cuts, butts, blisters, anything like that. So it can help you get instant results so that, boom, now you feel better. Because most people struggle the most with their outbreaks is because it's like trauma, it brings it back up. PTSD is real, y'all. It don't matter what
Mm-hmm.
level of it. Literally, people having their outbreaks take them back to when they first was diagnosed and things like that. So I want to be able to cut down the symptoms so they can just deal with the mental and able to heal themselves, get their immune system back up to par. So now that outbreak can go away, and they can also figure out exactly what took them to that, or put them in that place to have an outbreak. So you can get those products at www.stdlifecoach.com. And I can't wait to see y'all at the conference.
All right. Well, thank you, girl, for being on. Again, everyone, thank you for coming on tonight. We'll see you next week, the same time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with Heather Tucker. Y'all be blessed.
Bye.